Good morning, everybody. There was a time where I used to think that being tired was solely related to physical fatigue. Maybe you haven't been sleeping well enough, maybe you've stayed up too late at night time watching TV, maybe you've had too much coffee, maybe you've had too much alcohol and that's impacted your sleep, which leaves you with a feeling of fatigue. But I've been discussing in my resilience group just this week on the different types of fatigue that happen for us as women, especially when we're navigating life setbacks. And those different types of fatigue include emotional fatigue, mental fatigue, spiritual fatigue, sensory fatigue. And all of these things aren't necessarily helped with a good night's sleep. And I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but going to bed at night time and having a reasonable sleep and waking up and still feeling tired. So if you have mental fatigue, it'll be the situation of too many tabs open in the brain. You've got too many things going on, you're constantly thinking, constantly got a to-do list, you'll feel overwhelmed, usually frazzled, you'll have brain fog potentially, and that is a symptom of mental fatigue, which is very common when you're navigating life setbacks because there's so many things that you are constantly having to think about and decide. And the solution for mental fatigue is not necessarily a good night's sleep, although that's helpful, but it is about shutting down the extra tabs in your brain. So having a digital detox, switching off the emails, getting out in nature, doing something in silence. And emotional fatigue is another really common type of fatigue that will feel like when we're going out socially that we've got a heavy mask on, we can't be ourselves, we hold it all in and then get home and feel like we need to collapse, take the mask off and rest. And so that kind of emotional fatigue, again, is not necessarily benefit from a good night's sleep. Yes, a good night's sleep is always helpful, but it's not necessarily going to solve that. So emotional fatigue needs the support of a good friend who gets you, where you can just be yourself and talk about what you need to, or even journaling so you can get your feelings out so you're not constantly feeling like you're wearing a heavy mask. Now, there are different types of fatigue, of course, that I can go through, but I thought I'd just pop in with this video to share because it's very common when you're navigating setbacks to have that heaviness and that fatigue, and it's not always physical. All right, I hope that's been helpful today.